Hey, good morning to you, good afternoon. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Hope you're having a very blessed and a very happy Sunday out there. Some very new updates as far as what's going on with this disturbance that we have in the southeast, and exactly what's happened to this thing and what's to come. Plus your heat warnings for today. You do have some very hot heat warnings for today, and I'm still showing that that heat is still coming down to the south and is still going to stretch all the way from the Midwest to the deep south at the end of the month. As well as that next cold front that is coming, and it is still bringing 40-degree temperatures, especially for the Northeast. As well as our next wave, guys. It is coming in between August 3rd and August 8th. And the Euro is actually showing this thing with a potential major hurricane. It is showing some very strong intensification. So I'm going to go through what to expect as well as your rainfall totals. If you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day, just not Friday from sundown to Saturday from sundown. That's when I take my Sabbath. But make sure you hit that subscribe button because I am all year around. Now, I know y'all needed a big update on yesterday as far as what's going on with this tropical disturbance. As you know, I was in my Sabbath, but a lot of stuff has happened since then. Now, the update as far as 8 o'clock this morning is still 50%. It's been going up and down and fluctuating. Now, I know it has this to be a possibility for a tropical depression either later this afternoon or early tomorrow morning. And I'm actually surprised it's even at 50% because, to be honest with you, I'm not showing that it's going to get a closed low and that it's actually going to get tore up before it has a chance to do anything. This would be more like a 30% chance, in my opinion. And all that energy that we have been picking up is still traveling through the East Pac, guys. And not only do we still have the disturbance 1 that's going on, it has 70% chance still. No threat to the islands as far as Hawaii or any of y'all. And now we have the disturbance 2 that has 20% chance that's moving in the same direction. But Invest 98E is predicted to be going towards a weakening phase. 3 days getting even weaker, moving towards the southern half of the islands as it passes by. But literally in 3 days, 72 hours, this thing is going to be on a down drive of energy. It is on a big weakening phase, so you don't have anything to worry about as far as this going towards Hawaii. Now, as you can see here in our potential velocity anomaly, where we get a lot of updraft, our storm has weakened greatly. And not only that, right around August 4th through August 6th, we have a strong anomaly coming. And GFS is showing that it could go through the Caribbean, which if it does, the wind shear will tear it up. But the Euro is showing that it'll take a more northern track and has potential to be a major hurricane. Now, if you look at the intensity guidance for 90L, you can see it is on a weakening spell now. Maybe a chance for a little bit more of a strengthening for a strong, maybe possibility for a tropical depression as it leaves. This is literally 3 days away. Next 24 hours to 48 hours, it is on a weakening spell. Plus, we have some very hot temperatures coming to the south today. And not only the high 90s and 100s, but with the heat indices, it's going to be expected to be over 105. I do have the timestamps in the description. At the end, I will talk about your heat warnings. Now, all this high 90s is going to stretch all the way through the south and curve up somewhere around Alabama. So it will be a lot of extreme heat right here, especially with your dew points for today. Not only is it being squeezed down with the front in the southeast, it's also being pushed up with that high pressure of dust that is still out there and is still pushing against it. Except now it's taking more of a northern turn and it's going to squeeze it right into Florida and southern Georgia. And a group of thunderstorms is going to still break off and still go towards the western Gulf of Mexico, heading somewhere towards lower Texas, but I'm not showing any dramatic rainfall that you need to worry about. But this is a high resolution rapid refresh, and you can see it does just bobble around for a couple of days and does move somewhat over Florida as it dissipates and dies off. And it does get squeezed up towards the southeast where it's getting sheared down with the shear plus the dry air coming from the cold temperatures. That's what knocked it down yesterday. In the next 48 hours, the expected rainfall is pretty much central to southern Florida. Not a bunch of heaviness, more heavy towards the south. And northern Bahamas, you can still get some heavy rainfall out of this. Then as that group of thunderstorms moves to the west of Gulf of Mexico, it's showing mostly southern Mississippi and southeast Louisiana. We'll see the rainfall from that. With the highest potential of the rainfall being Palm Bay over 4 inches and Miami almost an inch. That's the next 48 hours. And the NAM 3K confirms this. It will be a surface low, but it will move over Florida and start dissipating and dying off. Because we still have this high pressure of dust over here in the western Gulf, and it's actually going to park and block right over western Louisiana and Texas, and it's going to stop any further movement of this storm and just die off pretty much right there. This is going to bobble around for a while by Florida and get shoved into the southeast and die off. So there's still two vortexes. I'm still showing one off to the northeast and one going towards Florida and dying off, leaving a trail of disorganized thunderstorms going through the Gulf and getting blocked by the high pressure and dying off. But an AM3K also shows that in the next 48 hours, it's mostly central to southern Florida with the rainfall, as well as southern Mississippi, southeast Louisiana, and a little bit of southern Alabama as well. Just showing different amounts. An AM3K shows that Jacksonville, Florida could get over 1.5 inches, with Palm Bay only getting 0.5 inch, where a high resolution rapid refresh showed it a few inches. It could be West Palm Beach over 1 inch, Cape Coral almost 2 inches, and Miami only 1/4 inch. So there's some discrepancies between how much rainfall is going to happen between this. And here's your shot of the dry air here. This is early this morning. It's trying to get a closed low. You have this cold, dry air that is getting involved into the center of this storm. Actually, the center of the storm is exposed, and that's why all the shear and the dry air is getting it and just rapidly weakening it because it's exposed. Plus, you have this high pressure of dust that's still coming with another wave behind it that's stretching it west, and it's also breaking off to the north, so it won't let it, the rest of it go north. It's going to squeeze it towards the southeast. And you can see that pushing here. The dry air stays involved in the circulation, and it just rotates with dry air and weakens it down. By the time it tries to get any kind of rainfall, it's already on land and dying off. There's not going to be nothing left to this storm. And then we have another big high pressure of dry air, some dust that's coming in as this group of thunderstorms is moving through the Gulf with the dry air on the west side of that. And it parks it and it don't allow it to go any further to the west. And all precipitation is pretty much southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and southern Florida, because it's getting blocked by all this high pressure of dry air. As all this high pressure continues to move in afterwards, and it does put a good block on the Caribbeans. So we have another wave coming, and according to the GFS, that this big high pressure of dust, which is dry air, is coming to the Caribbean. And this will put a lot of shear going on in the Caribbean, where the next wave couldn't make it this way. Euro is showing that it's going to follow right behind this dust pattern, and it's going to move north all the way to above the islands and towards the southeast of the U.S. It will have dry air within it when it does move north. So as far as it building up, it all depends how much strength it gets, where they can fight this off and reach way up there and can both breathe and intensify. But as of right now, we have a big plume of dust coming with it, because that's what it does. The dust comes every 3 days, just like these tropical waves. But it gets inside of it. It gets all the way inside of it. Now, as far as it getting all the way to the core, I got to update that. But I am showing something strong will be moving through the Atlantic. And the high pressure will swing it all the way towards the southeast. So I do need to update this. It is still a little too far to be accurate, guys, but we do have something big coming. And when that cold front stretches way down with its cold temperatures for tonight, y'all just going to be in the low 60s, maybe a couple people in the 50s in the northeast. But that big long swoosh of cold air, which is dry air, it will go over this storm and it will suffocate it. And here it is, according to the Euro. We have some vorticity right here, and we still have that piece that broke off and got separated by the high pressure, and it's leaving out to the east-northeast still. Now, whether that strengthens up to anything and become a name, I don't know. It's on the way out. But this one right here is going to strengthen up and then head towards Florida and then die off. That's pretty much what it has for its future. It's getting expanded out with all this high pressure, and it's going to push it right in. And you can see the winds going from a south to a north, and it's going to swing it right into Georgia. So Florida and Georgia is going to pretty much see the end of this storm. As well as that next disturbance, it is being picked up in the East Pac, and it is continuing to strengthen as it moves away. And you can see that here. It's starting to strengthen up. It's literally at its strongest point now. But they did do some recon. They're going to do some more recon this afternoon. They are picking up some strong winds. So if it gets a closed low, they'll give it a tropical depression. But it's on the way going towards Florida, weakening. And then it's going to get smashed into Georgia and weaken. And then the storms are going to carry over towards Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama with a little bit more rainfall before this whole thing dies off. And if you take a look with the NASA satellite, you can see this big area of high pressure, has all this dust in it. And we have our system right here, still not a closed low or anything, but it's rotating right here. But now you can see, instead of smushing it towards the southeast, this high pressure is actually going to head more northern and it's going to block it from going anywhere. That's why it has to go to the southeast. It has no choice. But then as it gets towards the southeast, it has no room to intensify. You got the cold air coming down, you got the shear coming down, and it goes into Georgia and dies off. But if you remember, we still have this next anomaly coming, and it's somewhere between the 3rd and the 6th or 7th of August. So within the next 72 hours, chances of a tropical depression are very small. It's about 20%. And as you move forward, you can see it does crash and die off towards Louisiana, getting blocked by the high pressure of dust over there. So now we have more storms that's going to be circling through northeast, and there's a chance for 15% to 20% for a tropical depression to form off the coast of North Carolina. The one that we're dealing with now, going to the southeast, crashing, leaving some thunderstorms still for southeast Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, a little bit of the panhandle. Why you got this dry air of dust blocking right here, so it can't go no further, and it just dies off. But then some more energy forms up off the coast of North Carolina and Virginia, and then strengthens a little bit more as the days go by. Plus, the next wave that is coming right around August 2nd, August 3rd, it does start to form up, but it don't show a lot of potential yet. It gets weakened. This is according to the GFS. If it takes it through the Caribbean, the GFS shows that it will get chopped up, it will get sheared like crazy from all this wind shear, and it will not survive. Now I'm going to show you in the ensembles a little further with the Euro, but it also confirms it that right around August 3rd, we will get our next tropical wave, and it will start moving somewhat to the west. And the GFS does show that it will keep going west, get into our Caribbean, and then 10 days out, it'll start intensifying some as it's getting beaten down by the shear. And so far, going towards Jamaica. So I will update you, of course, Jamaica, and it tries to get into our Gulf. So we'll see what comes out of that. I'm showing 2 different directions. It's still too far to be sure, but so far we do have something coming for sure. Now, according to the Euro, if you look at the SpaghettiOs, it's picking up right around August 5th, right where the anomaly is showing the strength, that something does come up out of the Caribbean, and it takes a northern push. And not only a northern push, but it intensifies as it goes forward. And if you're wondering what this other color ring is besides that red ring, the red ring is 960 to 979. The darker color is 950 to a 959. This is the possible low pressures according to the Euro for cyclone locations. And right around the 5th, here it is right here, intensifying as it goes through the Caribbean, taking a northern push and going all the way down to a 959 to a 960. So there is a good chance for a potential major hurricane to be coming in the beginning of August. Went to AO, the Arctic Oscillation. I'm still showing we have that cold air coming, guys. The Euro is showing still that starting the 26th, that it will stay cold with some cold air coming. It'll mostly be the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast and Northwest like it's been doing. That's been a steady pattern because of the high ridge. And it will stick around all the way until August 2nd with a possible another dip around August 4th. The GFS shows this also all the way from the 26th all the way to August 2nd will be the coldest before it retracts back and then come back down again sometime around August 7th and be just as cold, probably for the Northeast again. Even your 10 to 14 day temperature outlook shows that the Northeast will be greatly under average temperatures. This will bring 40s to the Northeast. I'm still showing 40s. Now on the 27th, at the beginning of this dip, it will bring some 50s to the Northwest. It will bring 60s to the Midwest and Ohio Valley, also to the Northeast, maybe even some high 50s, probably 60s. That's the beginning of it. The 8th is still going to be 60s in the Ohio Valley, but now it's bringing 50s and 40s to the Northeast, and it's going to even get colder. You go to the 31st, at the end of the month, now it's bringing 40s across a lot of the Northeast and some low 40s for the New England states. So there's a lot of colder air that is coming to the Northeast. And it does stick around for a good bit. You still have the 50s and 60s in Ohio Valley, and you still got the 40s in the Northeast. And the coldest so far was April 6th on that next dip, and it's still showing 40s all across the Northeast with 50s in the Ohio Valley. So there is some 40s coming for sure for the Northeast. The daytime temperatures are still showing this big heat anomaly in the Midwest, and I'm still showing it's going to stretch to the south and eventually stretch all the way down, and everybody be in some crazy hot temperatures. And by August 2nd, it will continue to stretch all the way down. Now everybody will be over 100 to to over 104 to 105 degree temperatures. This is going to stretch all the way down. Now, real quick for your warnings, you do have a flood warning all the way until tomorrow, 7:45 a.m. for northern Florida. That's right around Jacksonville. We do have a flood warning issued all the way until tomorrow at 7 p.m. for South Carolina as well. We still have the flood warnings for Mississippi all the way to the 29th, as its disorganized showers do move towards Louisiana and Mississippi. You do also have it for the 30th and 31st for the flood warning for lower Mississippi as well as southeastern Louisiana. Southwestern Louisiana, your flood warning is all the way until tomorrow till 7 a.m. And then way southwestern Louisiana is all the way until the 29th at 7 p.m. as well as eastern Texas. You got it till the 26th at 7 a.m. But a little bit northern is all the way to the 28th because of this group of thunderstorms coming your way, leaving some rainfall. Nothing super heavy. And you do have a special statement for Louisiana to watch out. There's a chance for water spouts today, as well as all this brown area you see here. All this brown area is in warning for heat indices of 105 to 110 today. So you need to watch out, not only with the hot temperatures, with the very strong dew points is going to make it even hotter, and you're really going to feel it outside. Now, NOAA did do recon on this, and they are predicted to go back out again this afternoon. But so far, they're picking up wind speeds in the high 20s on the west side. But on the east side of the storm is showing a lot more strength. The east side is showing 39 miles per hour winds, 36. Then it gradually goes down 35, 32, 30, and back to the 20s again. So it's definitely east side loaded with the winds, and the storms after it comes on land is going to be west side loaded. That's why it affects Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. This already has tropical depression strength, but it has to be a closed low before to get any kind of name for it. But the modeling data, according to WSV3, which has the same data from the satellites as everyone else, shows that it could be a tropical depression already before it goes onto its weakening stage, and it is showing it going right towards Georgia. So it could become a tropical depression later this afternoon, tomorrow at the latest, but after that, it's on a weakening phase. You can see itself, it is pretty much dying off greatly. And the HRR is just like the NAM. It shows that it's still a broad circulation of a low. It still don't get all the way around this center. It just becomes a bunch of disorganized thunderstorms as it rotates on land and just creates some rainfall. It will continue to move to the west, but it's very messed up at this point. The best time it has is until tomorrow morning. After that, it becomes very disorganized, not only with the dry air from behind it squeezing up against it, but you have the dry air coming down from the cold front from the colder temperatures, and it's getting inside the core with the wind shear, so the core is very exposed. But right around 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 or 10, is when it gets its favorite chance to try and organize. But it gets beat up. It has the wind shear, has the dry air from the cold temperatures, and the core is exposed. So this thing will get messed up. I don't see this forming into anything. The best chance is right around noon. And it just tries to tighten up. It tries to recycle its center. It ain't going to be able to get it. It just gets messed up from the wind shear, from the dry air, and it just becomes a group of disorganized thunderstorms that's bringing rain. Now, the NAM 3K, which I still confirm and I still believe is very accurate model. You can see it this morning. It's a very good group of thunderstorms, as well as some storms coming to the upstate South Carolina. And you have your second piece of energy that did get into the Gulf, and it will continue to move a little more west before getting blocked by the high pressure of dust and bringing some rainfall to the south. But you can see it try and spin up. It really gets messed up from the shear and the cold air. It just rotates towards land and brings storms. But as we get into midnight and that next cold front comes in of cold air, it does come down, it does smack down with it, and it does try and spin up a little bit of vorticity right here for tomorrow morning, and it does try and still continue to form something. So we got to update that. It's still trying. This storm don't want to let go. It's a very strong piece of energy. Now I'm going to play this for you so you can see it all in continuous motion, because there is some storms still in the northeast that will be going away. And once again, thank you so much, all of you, for supporting me and my channel. I have received your donations. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. God bless all of you. And especially as a parent, as those parents know how it is out there, thank you so much for the gifts to my children, because seeing the smiles on their face is just worth a million to me. Thank you. They loved it. So here you go. I'm going to play this for you so you can see it. And today I want to read from Psalm 101. I will sing of mercy and judgment unto thee. O Lord, I will sing. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. O when wilt thou come unto me? I will walk within my house with a perfect heart. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. A froward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person. Whoso privately slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will not I suffer. Mine eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve me. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. I will early destroy all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off all wicked doers from the city of the Lord. Amen. God bless you all. Hope you have a very blessed and a very happy Sunday out there. Thank you again for visiting my channel today. I know y'all needed an update yesterday. There's some wonkiness. That high pressure just squeezed it and messed it up. Have a very blessed day today. All glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob. Amen. Hallelujah, guys. Have a great day.